Okay, so we've talked about arrays and how to create them and kind of how to use them. So now we're going to give you another little example of how to use them, but this time we're going to use them in parallel. So you see I already have an array with strings for the days of the week, right? Sunday through Saturday. So we're going to use that to prompt the user for some input, which then eventually we could go on and use for any calculations, right? So it's just an idea to get you seeing how to do things. Right, so let's have another array here called hours. We'll prompt the user for hours for 7 days a week. Alright, so there's our array that we're going to store the hours that they work. Right, doesn't need to be doubles, we'll just go with ints, simpler. Alright, that's strings, so now we can prompt the user. Right, let's get a loop going first. Alright, with index starting at 0, as long as index is less than 7, and we're going to increment to index. There we go. So that's going to allow us to prompt now the user 7 times, which will create a cout statement. Alright, so please enter the hours worked. Yep, hours worked on. Now this is where we're going to use our first array here. Alright, we're going to concatenate onto that. The days of the week. Alright, now we'll put the string of the day of the week on, and then we're going to concatenate onto that. Let's see, please enter the hours worked on whatever day. And all I want is a semicolon with a space there, and then the cin statement into our hours index. Alright, and there we go. So let's put a simple for loop here. It's going to display that output for us. It's basically the same for loop. Right, and just so you see the output of the hours that they did get entered correctly. Alright, hours again for index, and let's put in one on each line. There we go. Alright, so all it's going to do is prompt. It's not doing any real calculations, but obviously you go ahead and calculate their weekly salary if you have their rates that they get paid, the hourly rate. So there's the program. You can see it's generating. Oops, let me get this a little bit out of the way there. The statement, please enter the hours worked on, the day. So for currently it's Sunday, put the semicolon after it and wait for the input. Sunday they had off, then it's asked for Monday, they worked 6 hours, Tuesday was 8, Wednesday didn't work, Thursday was another 8, let's say 4 there, and they worked on Saturday for 7 hours. Right, and there you see the hours repeated on each line. So that's working in parallel. Right, we have two arrays. One is storing the inputs, and the other one, in this case, we're storing or outputting the day of the week. So we're working with the prompt there. You can work with parallel arrays in terms of two pieces of data. You can ask for the hours and the rates if you want, or the any kind of combination of data that you need. Right? So if something refers to parallel data, or I'm using parallel arrays, this is kind of what it's referring to. I'm using the one index to get into both pieces of the array. Right? So they're working in parallel, using the same index, right? Very simply doing some work.